30.75. Yeah, I mean a lot of this stuff is mm. 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 I mean, in hindsight, when you look at this crap, I mean, it works, yeah, but mm, mm. Hey, what's up, man? Oh, what the hell is that? Does it really? Does it really? Hmm. So, I mean, yeah, I have what is it called? The YouTube Premium. Yeah, so yeah, do a screenshot. Yeah, I would like to see that. Yeah. Oh man, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Oh man. Okay. Man, I have been slacking with this data collection, man. I've been slacking. I've been freaking slacking. Okay. All right. All right. Oh, okay. Yeah. Was there ads on the channel before? I never really even thought about that. Was there ads on the channel before? Or I guess you say you used to. I guess you really wouldn't know because you said that you took it off YouTube ads off. Because I know that YouTube, for whatever reason, if even if you're not monetized, they play ads on your channel, or at least they have in their documentation that they reserve the right to. I figured everybody has YouTube Premium, so I didn't even think about stuff like that. July 1st. But yeah, Cave Trader, I don't know, man. Kind of talking about our conversation before. Traderify is definitely going to be a tough sell for me. That's definitely going to be a tough one because I just don't like their payout structure. I just don't. What did we have today? Just do not like their payout structure. Bearish trend today. Yeah, we definitely had a bearish trend today. Bearish trend. Uh, we had a 322 point move to the downside. I don't know why I keep doing that. All right, 322 points to the downside. We had a 169 point bounce. And then we ended the session with a 115 point rejection. All right. Oh wow, really? Huh. Huh. That's interesting. Shit, that means I should be getting a damn check from Tradify then, huh? All right. All right. Oh yeah. All right. Make sure that let's just do this shit now. Uh and then we can just talk about the orb today. So I'm gonna have an account that just strictly gonna be all orb trades. I'm gonna have an account for the evening stream just in case we catch something on the Nasdaq or ES. Honestly, I'm leaning more towards trading the ES because there's just more opportunities available on the ES. 28, 29. It's much cleaner. You can trust the move and you don't need to put too much risk on it. All right. Okay. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to come back in and actually put in that data from last week. Mm. But honestly, all this goes to show, and all this tells me is that You definitely have to be mindful about the trades you take on the Nasdaq. You definitely have to be mindful. The Nasdaq had this clean break to the downside. I mean, this was probably the cleanest move on Nasdaq that I've seen in a while. It was a clean break to the downside. I made the mistake of using past data, thinking that the market was going to try to continue to rotate higher. And of course, when I'm thinking, oh yeah, the market may, bounce, as it's been doing for the past couple of weeks and screwing over the Bears. The Bears finally got a clean one. I mean, this was so clean. Clean move to the downside. Dang, really? You got stopped short here? How did that happen? Because that shit was clean. As soon as it broke. I mean, you got, oh, okay. Well, did you move your stop to break even? If you did, that's a big no-no. But the market loves to come back and touch liquidity at that at point of entry. It's an easy liquidity grab. That's why I don't ever move my stop to break even until my first target's hit. Because the market loves pulling back to that to your break even and stopping you out if you have your stop there. So, but yeah, we had a couple of false breakouts. We had two, which I mean that's not necessary. I mean that's not uncommon for the Nasdaq, but that clean break, man, that's uncommon. I mean, shit. You don't need me to tell you that. And then the craziest thing that happened on the Nasdaq versus the ES is that we got that clean break underneath the orb, and price tried to come back and retest the orb, and it never did. The ES, on the other hand, though, the ES not only held its orb, but it gave you plenty of opportunities to make money from it today. Plenty of opportunities. You had a clean breakout. So from the entry at 242, it moved up 10, 11 points. Yeah, so that's 10 points right there. So it moved up like 10 points in a couple of ticks. Honestly, I wouldn't have gotten none of my targets hit in this move right here. I would have gotten none of my targets hit in that move. I would have got stopped out. But I was able to get this move today. And good thing I didn't. Good thing I kind of waited. Or I walked away from my screen, saw that price was holding the bottom of the range, so I figured, you know what? Let me see if it's going to break out of the orb on the ES, pull back to the 21 EMA. And once I saw that the 21 EMA was going to hold, man, I got right into this thing. Got this first target filled. I double dipped. I put another limit here just in case. It came right back to my limit, and I was able to get this nice move to the upside. Made about I think it was like 4 or 5K today. 5K in my Apex account, and I made $700 in my funded account. So yeah, I definitely will be trading the ES orb and not the Nasdaq orb, because the Nasdaq orb is, man, you gotta be shit. All that shit just has to be aligned. But anyway, let's go over it. Oh, John, I have commercials. Oh shit. Mm. Does it interrupt the stream, or is it something like that plays on the side? But so John, I use the 15-minute orb. I feel that the 15-minute orb is I feel the market responds to the 15-minute orb better than the 30-minute. This is a 15-minute orb right here. And I just project the 15-minute orb until the end of the session. And what I've found is that the market likes to rotate back and forth between this opening range. So usually if we see a false breakout to the upside, well, it's highly likely that we'll see the breakdown from the other side. I mean, it makes sense. If you got buyers making an attempt to break out of this opening range and they fail, well, their stops are going to be underneath this range. And if we see a buyer failure, well, this is just a stop run, and their self stops are going to be the fuel to move this market lower. That's why these. That's why I prefer to trade into traders' pain points. I prefer to trade into stops because it's the easiest money that I've made so far. I prefer to look for your stops, or I prefer to look for areas where there might be a collection of stops, and I can take advantage of that. I will say that this is what a tick chart, and this is the what 5 minute. Uh, these two, the price action on a tick chart and the 5 minute, and this is why I use tick charts for all my entries and all my trading, because this right here tells a better story than this. At least to me, it does. At least to me, it does. I'm gonna turn this back into a 1 minute chart because I'm trying to think. Well, maybe I'll just keep it a 1 minute chart. Mm-mm. Yeah, I'll just keep it a 1 minute chart for the orb, so we know minute by minute how the market is playing out. All right. Actually, I do want to see if it does actually still respect that. Yeah, that was that 9 o'clock news right there. It didn't even really swipe liquidity. It kind of double bottom at this small little range right there within the orb. This one I deleted this off the chart. I this one I did. But look at that perfect pullback to the top of that orb though. I'll say that the orb is probably the easiest money. I haven't tried the orb on gold, but honestly, I don't particularly care to. I mean, gold is so straightforward. ES is straightforward too, but gold is so straightforward that I don't think you need tricks like that to trade gold, especially if you're just a supply and demand trader. I mean, you find your range, you find your double tops, you find your strong moves, pullbacks. I mean, it's so technical. There's no price manipulation here. Gold doesn't get held up on news. Um, what is edgeful? Actually, let's look at that. Edgeful? What the heck is that? Back testing made easy? Oh, okay. You walked down in a cold on gold last night. You know, uh, I have this rule now with gold.
Would you go short if you knew that there was an 85% chance of the day closing green? Definitely not. And that's where Edgeful comes in. We have over 100 reports based on any asset that you trade, Forex, options, crypto, stocks, futures, it doesn't matter. We have something for you. Whether you scalp, day trade, or swing trade, we've made it so easy for you to come in, open a few reports, and see exactly what you need in order to position yourself on the side of the probabilities. If you knew that there was an 85% chance that today was going to close green based on XYZ factors, would you go short? Absolutely not. You'd be going long. And that's where Edgeful comes in.
Huh. So how does it determine if the market is going to go long or short for that day?
What's up, guys? My name is Andre. I'm the CEO of Edgeful.com. And from here, you can select your asset, which would change the tickers that you have available. So if you switch over to stocks, this will turn into stocks. Then you can choose your report type. So this right here, if I select volume, will change what appears in this dropdown, which is for all the reports. Now, it is a much better experience to explore the reports on this Discover page right over here. So I highly recommend that if you are looking for reports, explore that here, bookmark them so they appear on your bookmarks bar. But let me just go back to this quickly. We gave you the option to still go through the reports, so you don't have to go back and forth from report discovery back here. But I do recommend to bookmark all the reports that you use. You can still,
if Edgeful is helpful,
range, this is how you check.
I'll look over it. So I mean, we have a well, we don't necessarily have a short week. He says, is this free? All right, so let's look at the pricing. So it's not that bad. It looks like it's $50 a month. Dude, why is it doing that? That's so weird. Why is it doing that? I don't want it to do that. That's so weird, man. I don't want it to do that. Okay. I'll look into it. Thanks for bringing it to my attention. I'll definitely look into this. Yeah, I didn't like that either. I don't like that either. I kind of want to get a feel for it. And you know what? I mean, it's only $50. So I'll go over it over the weekend. And if it's useful, which according to you guys it is, we'll use it. And we'll definitely use it. And what do you mean by that once you get your information? So once you put in the information and you kind of have an idea of what side of the market you want to trade on, you find that it's not valuable after that? Is that what you mean by that? Okay, so you just kind of wanted that, you use it as a confirmation is what you're saying. Okay. All right. And that's kind of what I was using black box stocks for. I mean, I was paying $100 for that. So I mean, keyword was the gamma data on that platform was literally a gauge of which side of the market I should trade on. If the gamma levels on SPY was red or green, I knew that going against that would have been detrimental to my position because these option levels, obviously, that's what moves the markets, right? Or vice versa with the futures. So I would use the gamma levels, and I had green days. And the crazy thing is that after a while, I stopped using it, but I was still paying for it. It was like, man, I'm paying for this, but I'm not using it. And then when I stopped paying for it, it's like, dang, that's when I should have used it. So it's like, am I using this through osmosis? is it the fact that I have it? Does that make me confident enough not to look at it? Is it like one of those situations where it's like, you know, you have it, and if you need it, you can use it. But if you don't have it, then you're just like, man, I wish I had it or something like that. It's like that's why I keep reactivating it and disabling, because every time I use it, I don't use, or every time I pay for it, I don't use it. When I don't use it, I wish I had it. So it's like, you know what? Oh yeah, we definitely back tested the orb already. And yeah, and I do appreciate that, Cave Trader. Uh I mean, we'll look into it, see what kind of other data that it has. Or I'm not going to pay for it outright. I'm going to do an extensive background check on it. I'm going to watch the videos. I'm going to see how it can be helpful to us. And if y'all guys are paying for it, then you don't have to pay for it no more, because I'll just provide it through the stream. I'll provide it through the stream, and we'll just go over the data. But anyway, all right. So let's do our orbital report, because I don't think the market is doing anything right now anyway. The market's not necessarily moving. We did get a range pullback. Looks like we got a bounce at 675. I don't even know what levels I was actually looking for on. Yeah, so I was looking for a pullback around 440, 455 on the Nasdaq. 455. That's what I was looking for. Just to pull back into a previous range, like somewhere around here, 455, 460, something like that. Back down into this range right here. Back somewhere into this area right here, where that little range happened. Something like that. That's how I was looking for the market to kind of pull back into. I mean, if it takes out 435, we could see a stop run. So I'm going to make the assumption, if we do see price come back down, either they're going to defend this area, or we're going to see a stop run, because around 435 we had this massive move to the upside, taking out all-time highs. So if we do see a retest of this area, I'm pretty sure the bulls, there should be some unfilled limit orders in that area. It should be. It doesn't have to be, but it should be. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. Yeah, K Trader, you should do that. Mm. Yeah, I mean, data is the new data is the new that's a new drug that the market is pushing. If you have valuable data to share, to sell, that's definitely the move nowadays. Just having data, back testing, stuff, that usable data that people can just take and use and create value from that data. Kind of like what we kind of do with these orbital reports. The data shows that 9 times out of 10, all you have to do is set and forget on the ES. Set and forget. On the Nasdaq, not so much. You kind of have to wait for a series of events to happen. That break, you had to wait for, what, 9:30 is when that break actually happened. And from that break, that's where we saw that big move to the downside, which only happened on the Nasdaq, mind you. It did not happen on the ES. It did not happen on the ES, which was surprising that the ES and Nasdaq would diverge so much. But if you really think about what has happened, it makes sense. The Nasdaq has not only taken out its old all-time highs, but it's made new all-time highs, of course. The ES has yet to even trade close to its all-time highs. So my assumption is that the ES traders right now, my assumption is that the ES trader is trying to take out their all-time highs. But we all know that the ES she takes her time. Sometimes it's kind of hard to be an ES trader because you have to sit through a lot of chop before you actually get really good price action. Okay, so this is a false breakout. So hmm. Oh, I'm sitting there doing. Oh no, that was a Nasdaq. All right, so between 851, 858, the MNQ swept the liquidity and closed above the opening range before retracing. I think that's clear. Let me just run this through the AI real quick and make sure that it's clear. I think it's clear, but I like to have my AI assistant back check my work for me. All right, swept liquidity and closed above the opening range before retracing back within the range. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so it said the only change they said I should make is take out the D. So the M&Q swept liquidity and closed above the opening range before retracing back within the range. Okay. All right. At 9:14. $9.21. Okay. Did I use the term pulling back? Close the other open. $783.50. All right. Mm. Hmm. So, hmm. Hmm. So, my AI assistant is telling me that maybe I should add context. It's suggesting that I should add stuff like so between this time frame, the MNQ swept liquidity and closed above the opening range, uh, signaling early bearish sentiment. I think that's kind of extra though. I think that's kind of extra, and I don't want to get that too in depth. I think I'm trying to keep this simple as possible and just talk about what the price is actually doing and not having a bias towards it. At least that's what I'm trying to achieve. Price hasn't still come back to the opening range yet either. Gold is glowing green right now, so yeah. Honestly, when gold starts to do this stuff, I just don't look at it because it's hard to kind of get into gold when it does stuff like this. I don't know what the hell was up with buyers last night and why they just trend like where this trend came from, but when the price action gets like this, I just ignore gold because you know what? You want to trade like that, you just want to grind up and then grind down. And, honestly, I don't have to deal with this. No, I mean, shit, as a trader, you don't have to deal with this at all. All this grinding. This is the on a higher time frame chart. You can see that that's all gold did. It grinded to the upside and then it grinded back to the downside. And when it does this, I'm not looking at this shit already. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I hate the slow grind as well. I don't have to tolerate this. I really don't. Yeah. What's up, 500 back testing? 2000 tick over from. Yeah, I think so too. As long as Trump is president, we're going to see this volatility for sure. We're definitely going to see this volatility as long as because it's so. I think until we get a lot of these deals done, until there's certainty in the market, we're going to see gold trade the way that it trades. We're going to see. I mean, it's interesting how uh, war now is treated as a how would I call it, a fad. When was the last time we heard anything about the Ukrainian war? When was the last time we heard anything about that? It's as if it's not even going on anymore, but we know that's not the truth. We know that's not the truth. We know that there's Ukrainian and Russian soldiers out there still losing their lives for nothing, in my opinion. And the market or the news media is not saying anything about it. That's all that anybody would talk about. And now we're not even seeing anything about it at all anymore. Now the new fad, quote unquote, is whatever Israel is doing or or the people that Israel is bombing. First it was the Palestinians, now it's the Iranians. It's like, okay. Okay, and that's what's dominating the mainstream media at the moment. Uh as much. And that's interesting. The Nasdaq had cleaner price action or price action than the ES today. The ES was definitely all over the place. It definitely was all over the place today on the ES. But the Nasdaq was pretty straightforward, as surprising as that sounds. It had two false breakouts and then a successful break to the downside. Wow. You think that we're not even trading the Nasdaq at all. A clean break from the bottom and only two fake outs from the top versus what we usually see from the Nasdaq and the orb. We see liquidity sweep after liquidity sweep, false breakdowns, false breakouts, and then the actual breakout from the structure. I mean, that's what we're used to seeing with the Nasdaq. So today was yeah, today was actually pretty simple. Hey, yo, what's up, Alfred? Oh, you stopped trading gold weeks ago? What happened? And I traded the ES today as well. Yeah, okay, trader. If you wanna share that, I wouldn't mind putting it on the stream. But I traded the ES today too. And honestly, the way that things are looking, honestly, I might just actually just trade the ES because gold kind of pissed me off today. I get into a long and it stops me out. Like, what the fuck? That shit just grinded to the downside after doing all this bullshit, grinding to the upside. And I finally get into the long, a decent pullback, and the shit fails. The shit failed on me. Like, I think I got in like right here because I know that yeah, it broke structure. So I'm thinking that, all right, so maybe it'll kind of retest. I mean, if it's going to drop, I mean, at least he'll probably retest. I know he was high up, but with all this bullishness, I figured that we would at least see, a lot more follow through than what we saw. And that shit failed on me. And it pissed me off, man. It pissed me off. I don't know why it did. It just did. I was like, God damn. So I don't know. Gold might be on my list for a while. Gold might be on my list for a while to be like, you know what? I ain't trying to fuck with you. Here's another thing. I don't know if anybody's familiar. So I trade my funded futures. Those are the accounts that I kind of trade, well, that I do trade off stream because they're small accounts. Those are the accounts that I trade so systematic that I just set limits, and if they get hit, they get hit, and if they don't, they get don't. I don't actively trade those accounts. I passively trade those accounts. This was the first time that I've traded the starter plus. Tell me why that they thought it was okay, and I thought it was something that was wrong with Tradeovate or something. I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on. So I reach out to support and come to find out that on the starter plus, either they allow you to trade one mini contract or 5 micro contracts. I want to trade 7 micro contracts with gold. And when I looked at that, once I discovered that either your only option is 1 mini or 5 micros, that kind of threw me off. It kind of it left a bad opinion about them with me. Why would you do something like that? Why not just keep it simple and have the 10 micros and allow the trader to trade how they want? Do you kind of want, because that account doesn't have a daily loss limit. It doesn't have a safety net to protect traders from themselves. It doesn't have a safety net. So it will allow you to blow the account on the first day if you allow it to. And making the option easier to blow up. I mean, I understand that that's how they make their money. I get it, but it's so blatant. It's like, wow, it's it's just so blatant with it. I guess it took me by surprise. It really did, because if the starter account doesn't have that restriction, but the starter plus does, I just find that just very weird. So, yeah. Well, go. I mean, shit. It's not that I ain't loyal. It was like once you start being useful. I mean, once you stop being useful, I move on to the next thing. I move on to the instrument that is being useful. And once that instrument stops being useful, then I go to the next one. I'm not going to tolerate bad behavior. I don't tolerate that shit. I either do what I want, or I'm going to somebody else that will do it for me. That's just a big part of my personality. I don't tolerate shit like that. I don't have to deal with it. That's why the Nasdaq, she's not on my list no more. Because of all that extra shit. Like, dude, we're documenting the orb on Nasdaq because of how crazy she is. I mean, out of well, today's Tuesday. I wasn't able to trade the orb yesterday, but this is the cleanest orb play out of all the documentation that we've had so far. I don't have to deal with this shit. I mean, shit, Alfred's been doing really good with this, but if you're trying to maintain consistency and be patient, all this craziness is on top of already being anxious to trade. That's just too much. This is too much. Too much. And I don't have to tolerate it. I think it's fun to document it for sure. I do enjoy documenting this the Nasdaq behavior, but I don't have to trade it. Damn, look at the ES, man. Damn, what the hell happened? Oh yeah, I think something might have got passed. I think let's see. Oh, so a lot of things has happened so far. I don't know if you may be aware, but I think not Congress, I apologize. The Supreme Court has now restricted courts from impeding against the Trump administration from administering his presidential powers. Trump has signed an executive order to enforce the restriction of birthright citizenship, which means that an immigrant can come here, have a child, and because you don't want to separate the child from the parent, you won't deport the parent and keep the child. From what I understand right now, it is being enforced in some places. In other places, there's still legal battles against it, and I think in those areas, that's where you won't see the enforcement of that. But as long if I'm a part of if I'm a part of the Trump administration and I've been tasked with this, it doesn't matter. The only states that matter is obviously your border states. As long as these policies are being enforced in your border states, there's really no point in trying to fight it anywhere else, because this is obviously the areas where you're going to see the most migration come in anyway, like your Texas, Arizona, Canada for whatever reason, New York from Canada, and things like that. So as long as your border states are secure, I don't see why anybody would put in the effort. And I think that's probably why we're getting that pump. Let's go to financial juice and see. All right. because I know that he kind of passed. I know the Trump's bill passed the House. I don't know. It's passed the House. It needs to pass the Senate. Yeah, there's nothing on Financial Juice about this at all. Bro, that's damn, that's literally what a 10, a 15. Damn, what the hell is going on? Why are we getting this pump in the ES and in the Nasdaq? I wonder what the hell is going on. Oh, so see, I mean that's interesting. I prefer to have the daily loss limit on my accounts because I find myself going tilt when I don't get what I want. Uh, it just protects me from myself. That's why I prefer accounts with daily loss limits. Um, I wouldn't buy an account without a daily loss limit. The only reason why I purchased the starter accounts is because they were offering a pass one get one. That's it. They was offering a pass one get one. Yeah, I would only have to. No, I would have to only trade the ES or the Nasdaq on that, or gold on that. Yeah, so I would have to trade gold because with that stupid scaling, ES with small size, you need to catch points to get a decent P&L. So if you're only limited to one contract, ES is not the instrument. So on my funded futures, I trade gold exclusively. I don't even allow what is it called? CME? Yeah. I got it to where I can only trade the commodities exchange COMEX on my funded futures because it's just too much work on one ES contract. I'm not even going to start gambling with the Nasdaq because all I need to make is what $450, and that's doable on the ES or on the Nasdaq. But it's just those days where I find myself on the wrong side of it, and I just don't ever want to deal with it. And the tick charts for whatever. All right. Okay. Mm, okay. Cool. All right. Yeah, I've been doing the same thing, Investor Z. Definitely. Yeah, YM's definitely going to do that. You know, honestly, I looked at silver and you got to catch silver at the right times, man. You got to catch silver at the right time. Silver is really good at building the suspense before it actually makes its move, man. I don't got time for none of that. Same thing with CL. Well, uh, when we were trading CL and NG the first time, it was NG the one that would grind and not go nowhere, and CL would move. And now it seems that CL doesn't move and NG is just moving. But for right now, I think I'm just going to stick with gold. Do I still got love? I mean, of course, I love that bitch, man. I love that bitch. She just treats me wrong, man. She just treats me wrong. She treats me all kind of way. I love that bitch, man. I love her. Nah, I just keep blowing fun of my funded accounts with Nasdaq because nothing is enough. I don't know what it is, man. She's a demon, man. She's a demon. She's a goddess and she's a demon. She's both. Nothing's enough with the Nasdaq. I don't ever feel like it's enough. And I actually had to sit down and actually think about how profitable I am on the Nasdaq. And I have mixed results with her because I be up 2K. I mean, she's got it to the point to where I look at 2K and be like, okay, yeah, that's not even enough money. We was up $27,000 last week. So, I looked at that number and said, yeah, that's not enough. And that's when just I was like, man, it's not enough. That's how I feel. I know it's not the reality. That's just how she makes me feel. It's not enough. I can keep going. I can just keep on going. And that's why she's dangerous in the funded accounts, especially ones with no caps. At least for me. Because I'll keep going. I'll keep trading. And we all know that it takes is that one red trade and you lose $10 and then you risk your whole P&L. You risk $2,000 just to make that $10 back. We all know how that shit go. We're over leveraged to try to make our $10 back, and then the next thing we know, we're down the whole damn thing. The account's gone. We're crying on the treadmill, calling ourselves idiots because shit, we was up 2K, but for whatever reason, it didn't feel like it was enough. And then I get a couple of wins and I start gambling. I mean, she just, for whatever reason, and it's not just me. It's not just me. But she just has a way of making it feel good to dance with the devil. All your demons, she makes it feel good to allow them to come out. And then once everything is gone, she's gone, the demons are gone, and you're left all by yourself with your blown account. All your accountants in heaven. You sitting there have a freaking funeral for your damn account. So yeah, I mean shit. We all love dancing with the devil, but once the song is over, or once the song and dance is over, yeah. He did that last night on Gold. Yeah. Yeah. So what Trinivate deal do they have? Yeah, I mean, shit. That's how it's supposed to be, Alfred. That's how it's supposed to be. It's like, dude, he's like, "Are you crying?" No, I'm sweating. I'm sweating. I'm sweating. That's how it's supposed to be. You ain't supposed to let him see you cry. Not especially not the Nasdaq, man. Man, he's like, man, he crying. He crying. Oh, I got his ass now. I got his ass. 868. Let's actually look at that. that would be a long target, and I have 868 for as my R4. So the only thing, actually, 868 is actually my ultimate target for Nasdaq. Actually, so I definitely agree with that. Sofa, I agree with that. That's my ultimate target. That's where I think we may see the bears come in and the bulls take profits at that level. I was looking at that same level too, but the Nasdaq definitely has to get past 800 to about 800 to 820. For what time frame was I looking at? Uh, Let me look at the 30 minutes. I think it's on the 30 minute that I saw it. It broke structure to the downside. So just be mindful that just like when price gets around 800, 820, just be mindful because it broke structure to the downside. And you can clearly see it on the 30 minute. You can see that where the hell was it at? Hmm. Okay. I was like, I knew I had this thing drawn out a certain way. All right, so it broke structure, it came back, and then it broke structure again. We did see a double bottom right here, though. So the bulls did buy the double bottom retest right here. Bulls did buy the double bottom retest. So the only thing that the bulls have to kind of, not the only thing, but the main thing that the bulls have to kind of get above is back above that trend line. And we did see that break of structure somewhere around 800 to about 820. So if we can kind of push past that, then I'm looking at 862. But we got to remember that there is a break of structure right there. So just be mindful of that. And just be mindful of that break of structure. But if they can break above that, then yeah, 860 was my ultimate target or my that level I was looking at. I mean, it does look like we should get there the way that it is looking. But we'll see. Actually, let me see if I can kind of put this on a. Is this the minute chart? No, that's the tick chart. And then price still hasn't come back into this orb too. So remember, we got that orb breakdown, and price hasn't come back to the orb yet. So somewhere in this area, we may see some resistance, we may see some turbulence, but if price can push up, we should touch 860. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. My brother said that he loved Brazil. Both of my brothers went to Brazil. I still haven't. Oh shit! I can't go to Brazil anyway now. I can't take. Well, I guess I could, but I wouldn't have the same experience that my brothers did. They had a really good time in Brazil. A really great time. He said that they both tried the Brazilian Coke down there for the first time, and They said it was a great experience. I mean, I was like, okay, and shit, yeah, okay, all right. I ain't gonna do it, but hey, if it floats your boat, if it floats your boat. But yeah, they said that they had a really good time down there, uh, and that they would love to go and down to Brazil again. He said when you go, I haven't been to Brazil yet. Oh, so the deal is because yeah, I saw that Top Step X is or Top Step is actually leaving everything. Moving forward, Top Step is only going to make Top Step X available to all traders. I believe they were actually having a deal for those that were not trading on Top Step X, and they had like a huge discounts for non Top Step X traders. But let me see if I can find it. Yeah, so Top Step is only going to make Top Step X only available at Top Step. So it's in their Discord. It's actually, I guess I could just pull it up so y'all guys can look at it. I mean, instead of me reading it, you can look at it yourself. All right, so Top Step announcements. I think was this was that announcements? Yeah, announcements. All right. Yeah, browse channels announcements. Okay, so yeah, they're only allowing so beginning July 7th, so that's the beginning of next week. Yeah, the beginning of next week. I honestly I think that's probably what they're trying to do. Because Top Step had all the market share. Let's be real. When Top Step was all about that family bullshit that they was spewing. Now I haven't tuned into Top Step in a while. But when I do tune into Top Step, I don't hear them talk about the same stuff they were talking about when they had all the market share. Oh, this is a family. We're here for you. Yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. Now that they have to share the market share with My Funded Futures, Apex, Tradeify, all these new firms that are now taking away their customers, that's when we started to see a lot of the changes, a lot of the adjustments, a lot of the capped payouts. And I also believe I saw something that pretty soon he's going to the CEO is going to make an announcement, a big change. I think that's in the announcements as well. Yeah, so there's going to be a big change, or maybe that was the big change. I don't know. Maybe that was it. Thought I saw something about there being a big change. So yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of things going down. They got rid of their affiliate program. A lot of the firms are now making their affiliate programs exclusive to established names in the trading space. We're seeing a lot of the firms now do that. And like I said, nobody has control of the market share. That's why you're seeing all these firms now. Yeah, if this is your first time with us, you're getting 50% off, or we're going to give any 50% off any account. Come trade with us. It's hard to sustain a business when you don't have that guaranteed revenue. Now, Apex doesn't have that problem. That's why Apex doesn't do these things. They're always throwing out 90% off, 80% off. I mean, it's an endless discounts, and they make their money. And I think that's why Top Step was trying to get all the other prop firms to join, to get them to join the cartel, a prop firm cartel, and start sharing information between each other so they can kind of get like a what is it called, like a pact, which I don't think legally you can do that. You kind of have to have competitive pricing where it is like, okay, so let's all have competitive pricing. Let's all have the same thing. So you go to one spot, it'll be the same. But I don't think anybody would agree to that because I'm pretty sure Top Step would want to have an advantage over everybody if anybody were to agree with them because they are the established quote unquote biggest firm because they were the first to do it. But honestly, so if you read Market Wizards, apparently what Top Step did is a program that these firms did within the space. And all Top Step did was make it available to us through the internet. So what we're doing is stuff that these firms did for their traders anyway. And if you lost your money, they gave you a couple of chances. And if you kept blowing your accounts, they let you go. And this is all Top Step did. So when I listened to that, I was like, wow. Huh. So technically, if this was 10, 20 years ago when we didn't have the internet to trade over, what we're doing now, what we're taking advantage now, people literally would die to be in a position that we're in with these prop accounts. People literally would sell their mom's soul for an opportunity to trade in the pits with the big boys with the firm's money. And they will get a percentage of how much they made. It was cutthroat. It was dog eat dog type of world, but people loved it. I watched this documentary where the dude was like the guy next to him he had a heart attack and he died standing up, but he had money to make. He was in a position. He couldn't sit there and get help. That man died. He felt bad about it, but at the end of the day, he had money in the market. He shouldn't have died. As cutthroat as that sounds, he shouldn't have died. It's crazy as that fucking sounds, but yeah, I found that very interesting. So yeah, Top Step is definitely doing some things that would suggest that maybe there might be some things going in the background, but as long as people are still getting paid, I don't think nobody cares. As long as that first payout is not paid, I think that's when the house of cards will fall. I don't think Top Step is in any financial situations. I think what it is that they're not getting as much money as they used to. I feel that that's more the truth than anything. If you're used to making $30 million a month and now all you're making is $25 million a month, I would feel some type of way about that shit too. Where's the rest of my $5 fucking million at? I want that shit. I'll feel that way. And so now I got to cut costs. Now I got to take away this affiliate program. Now I got to cut costs in this area so I can get my 5 million back. I mean, it's just business at the end of the day, right? That's all it is. So, yeah. Are you damn right? Yeah, sure, you damn right. Yeah, I agree with that, K Trader. I honestly, when people sit there and say that, oh, you're a trader, you're a prop trader, get into a real account and let's see how you like. What the fuck? Like, what is that? How does that even make sense? Why would I do that? Like, why? Why would I risk if I throw like $2,000 in an account? Why would I risk my $2,000 when I can just risk 50 with these prop accounts? I already know that if I put $2,000 into a prop account or into my personal account, I'm not withdrawing any of that shit. I'm not going to withdraw it. I'm going to keep playing. I'm going to keep playing the game. Me personally, that's why it's like, well, it is better for me to trade these prop accounts because honestly, I'm not going to throw $10,000 into these accounts. If you're trading a smaller account, you can grow it over time for sure. Definitely grow it over time, but I got time for that. And I'm not going to ever withdraw none of the money. I'm not going to withdraw the money. I mean, okay, so, I mean, if I hit $1 million, okay, I'll withdraw some of that. But I mean, if we're going to be realistically speaking, if I started an account with $1,000 and I grow it to 5, I'm not going to take no money out of it. I'm not taking anything out of it. So to me, these prop accounts make trading in these markets safer. I don't have to worry about having products delivered to me if I forget to close out a position and it gets exercised, I guess, whatever the term is for futures. And I have 10,000 barrels of oil at my house that I don't want or need. I wonder what they do with gold, though. I mean, if you have a gold contract, did they deliver that gold to you? I wonder if they delivered the gold. I'll take the gold before Knox in this bitch. But I like the fact that I can trade through these prop firms. I don't have to worry about certain things like that. So I don't have to worry about a Trump tweet and the next session, I'm sure, and then the market super pumps. And I'm sitting there crying on the treadmill because now I got to owe the damn broker money. What the fuck? Nah, I'm good. Nah, I'll keep trading these prop accounts. I'll keep trading it. Shit. Hell yeah. And they will deliver that shit. Like, you think they won't? They'll shit. You'd be like, what the fuck am I gonna do with all this? You'll get your shit delivered. They don't play no games, from what I've heard. Because I believe that because it's a contract. I mean, it's literally a contract. You're out there, you're obligated to get these things delivered, and they're not gonna make the assumption. Because what if they don't deliver it to you, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I didn't get my gold. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they're gonna deliver that shit to your ass. It's your problem at that point. It's your problem. You figure it out. Getting crude oil delivered to you. That'll be like the most hilarious thing, yo. Getting some barrels of crude oil delivered to your house. That's hilarious. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Try and go to your nearest gas station. Yeah. Yeah, I got this bar of gold. Anybody want to buy it? I mean, what do you really do with a bar of gold? What do you do with that? Do you take it to your local bank, or I mean, what do you do with that? If you got gold bars, what do you do with that? Yeah, Alfred. Yeah, I got that premium crude in the trunk. Got that premium crude. Shit, yeah, definitely. Posted on back pages. Posted on back pages. Oh my god, that's hilarious. I remember the first time I discovered back pages, and it's man, the ads were so hilarious. I thought they were so hilarious. A date, huh? I gotta pay $10 million for a date, huh? Okay. Oh my god, that's so hilarious. The wording that you had to use so they won't get arrested for, you know. It says, "Don't be aggressive." Those were the days, man. Funny. Hey, you got that crude? Uh, well, empty you out, huh? Hmm. Uh, well, all the crypto bros was saying that XRP was going to be up $30 by March. I was like, man, XRP is not going anywhere. We had a push for sure. I was looking at XRP yesterday because Fed Chair Jerome Powell stated that the Fed coin is inevitable, and the speculation is that XRP is going to be that coin that the Fed uses, or the system, the infrastructure that XRP uses, because is already established. So, actually, you know what? I haven't looked at this in a while. I have not looked at this in a while. Let me look at this. I don't know where that I bought the Molina coin. Oh, that shit's at 20. Oh shit, well. Nah. It's just at like 20 cents, yo. I lost $90. I lost $90. I put $90. I bought it at like I think was 50 cents or some shit like that, $1.50 or whatever. Mm. The Trump coin is at $8. We'll see what happens with this coin. Melania. My bad. Melania. Melania coin. Man, I missed I try not to think. I'm not gonna think about that. But let's look at the news for tomorrow. I don't think we have anything I think we might have some more job data coming out tomorrow. I think we have some more job data coming out tomorrow. Shit, tomorrow, dude, we're already halfway through the week. We got one more day after tomorrow. Wow. Man, we have one more day in the market. Friday's a half day. I think for the futures market is a half day. But the stock market's going to be closed, so I don't expect too much to happen on Friday. So I think a lot of the price action is going to happen today and tomorrow. But Thursday is where all the job data is coming. We got non-farm. We have initial and continuous jobless claims. We got ISM services, and we got to remember that the Fed also watches this as well. Or Powell has stated that he keeps a close eye on the ISM services. You have the U6 underemployment rate. You got PMI. So we got a lot of things coming out on Thursday, man. We got the ADP employment change and the Challenger job cuts coming out tomorrow. But I think, yeah, once we get that out of the way, make sure. We'll see about the price action tomorrow. Okay. But I said, this is why I stopped. See, I hate this lazy loading that this site uses. The site uses a lot of lazy loading. And I don't understand why they chose to do that, especially in a field where data is important, and if you don't get it in a second, it can really dictate your position. No, you don't have to believe it. Okay. All right. So yeah, we don't got nothing too drastic. Oh, you said Thursday. It says Thursday and Friday are half days. What? I think yeah, the Trump coin reached like $75, $78 was like its all-time high, man. congratulations to anybody that got in on that shit. I thought it was a scam, so I was like, nah, I ain't doing that shit. And then when I found out that it was actually a freaking coin that this man dropped, I was like, yo, what? What? It's not fair. I could have been a trillionaire. It's not fair. Not fair. It's not fair. Yeah, I think it got to like what, 73, 75 or whatever it got to. Yeah, so we got 2 half days, man. Damn. So tomorrow's the last full day of trading. Hmm. Hmm. Damn. So I wonder how that. Oh shit. How's that going to work on Thursday? How's that going to work? So what? We're just going to have one big candle. We're going to have one big candle at 7:30, and then for the rest of the day, it's just going to trade within that range. Watch. That's probably what's going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't be surprised now that I said it. That's probably what the market is probably going to do. And where the hell's my pen at? Mm-hmm. Okay, I was about to say I think my daughter stole my damn pen. She's always coming to my office and taking shit. Like, say the hell out of my office. Shit. All right. Oh crap. So I think that we'll probably get a candle like this on Thursday, and then probably have price trade in this range and Thursday and Friday. Okay. Well, all right. So let's see. Let's see. Before we get off, let's see. Again, I want to express that price has to trade through this range on the ES, or I'm sorry, on the Nasdaq for higher. We may see it, and then we might get it to roll, or we might see a continuation. But this range right here, the opening range for today, is definitely going to be an area where if you're long, just be mindful that you could see a potential rejection in this area, potentially. Uh, the ES, on the other hand, it completely diverged from the Nasdaq completely. As the Nasdaq was going down, I was catching ES longs, and when I looked at the Nasdaq, I was like, "Wow, I'm surprised. These are two different charts." Those are two different charts. The Nasdaq literally had a bearish trend, while the ES had a bullish trend, or maybe a bullish range. So if anybody used the ES for confirmation today, rest in peace, because she straight up lied to everybody today. She straight up lied, for sure. So, yeah, gold is on my list for a while until she starts acting right. Till she starts acting right. Yeah. Yep. Long term. Yeah, we're getting that right now. We're definitely this is the way that it's behaving right now is definitely an outlier, but over time, uh, you don't want to deviate from it. Thanks for making that clear, Cave Trader. You don't want to deviate from it because 9 times out of 10, they will definitely be in correlation with each other. You just have certain instances where the Nasdaq will do one thing and ES will do her own thing. Is they stop being besties and they just break up for a while. But you know how girls are. They have a quick fight and then they get back together like nothing happened. It's what they do. It kind of reminds me of what happened the first time when ES took out its all-time highs. It was making new all-time highs before the Nasdaq, as crazy as that sounds, and the Nasdaq was struggling and the ES was actually being the leader. And this is when I first switched to ES, and I was like, man, I must be in tune with the market because as soon as I switched to the ES, that's when the ES started trading like she was the Nasdaq, and I was like, man, I get the movement like the Nasdaq plus the security of structure. Is this my wife? Is this my one true love, my soulmate? Am I really using all these terms? But the Nasdaq, she definitely has. I mean, she's a drug, man. We all know this. I find myself always back to the Nasdaq, even though I always say I ain't gonna trade her because it just feels good to trade the Nasdaq. It just feels good to dance with the devil, man. It just feels so good. They said the road to heaven feels like hell, and the road to hell feels like heaven. Well, shit, the Nasdaq is definitely heaven, man. It definitely is, but it's definitely dangerous. But all right, guys, that's it for me tonight. I guess tomorrow is going to be our last full day in the market. We got a half day Wednesday or Thursday and Friday. We have a lot of news coming out on Thursday, and the stock market is going to be completely closed on Friday. So we should expect low volume, but it's an American holiday, so we know not to short it unless the structure is in for it to be shorted. American holidays have been notoriously bullish, notoriously. So that's what I'm expecting, but I am willing to change my opinion based on the structure of the market at the time. So with that said, we'll definitely come back tomorrow morning and we'll look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody. Have a good night.